Hey Stampers, welcome back. It was so great returning to in-person classes again and seeing everyone face to face. Unfortunately, with the Omicron surge, many were not able to attend the January class, so I'm back to doing a few online classes for now. Valentine's is just around the corner, so I wanted to share 2 quick cards using the Sweet Talk designer papers. Check these out. They feature really beautiful, bright, festive colors in a variety of different patterns, as well as some solids. What I love about this set is that I can use the bright colors in wonderful spring cards using pieces such as this, or even our beautiful neutrals here. I could even imagine making strawberries out of this page with our beautiful strawberry punch. Our first project is an easy, darling fun fold featuring our awesome otters. Check this out. It's one of the many items which you can get for free during sale-A-Bration when you make a $50 purchase. The stamp set looks like this. We'll also be using a second set, Special Moments, which you can also get for free when you make a $100 purchase. It has great sayings that cover both your outside sentiments and sayings for inside the card as well. Here are the measurements for our first card. You're going to love how easy this is. We're going to start with our gorgeous Grape cardstock. We want to match the corners and hold it in place with the left hand. Then take your bone folder, slide it up the side, across and then up the side to make a nice crisp fold. Grab your paper trimmer. What I love about our paper trimmer is that it has measurements both across the top as well as along the side. The style that I have has markings, but they're kind of difficult to see, so here's a tip. Just cut a piece of copy paper like you have in your printer, a thin strip, and place it behind your numbers and you'll be able to read them easily. Take your card, open up the front flap, and you will just cut it at the 1 1/4 inch mark. On this cutter, it's just this mark right here, or you can also use this side. Either way works. I like using this side. And you're just going to place that card flush to the top so it's nice and even. Take your cutting blade, which is the darker of the two, and keep an eyeball on the 4 1/4 inch mark, which is where the fold is. You'll notice there's an arrow here. You'll simply slide it down to the 4 1/4 inch mark, open it up, and repeat the same on the other side. So I'm just going to flip the paper over, line it up with exactly the same spot, slide the blade back up, or the other thing we can do is you can put the pointer right at that fold line and slide up, and you'll have a perfect cut. There's our fun fold. Take your adhesive, and we're going to tack down or tape down the 2 side arms. Next, we're going to take our beautiful designer paper, and the pattern we're going to use are the little hearts. They're so pretty. So any of the smaller images from that set of designer papers works, and that's the back side. Fun conversation hearts. Sometimes it's hard to decide which side you want to use. Go ahead and place adhesive on those strips and attach those strips to the panels that you just taped down. I love how our designer papers coordinate perfectly with the colored cardstock that we have. Next, we're going to make a little background on the front panel. To do that, I'm going to put a piece of copy paper or junk paper. This Versamark pad is one of my favorites. It's a clear ink that's a little bit tacky, but what's cool about it is that you can use that on any colored cardstock, and it gives you kind of a a slightly darker look, like a watermark. But it's kind of a subtle background. The darker the cardstock, the more visible the words. So all I'm doing is I'm dancing the hello around the edge of this flap. You notice that I'm purposely going off the edge. It kind of gives it a nice fun look, which is why we put this scratch paper in the middle. This pad is also fantastic for embossing and also using with chalks with a number of different fun techniques. Go ahead and remove the scratch paper. Next, we're going to work on our focal image. Pull out your layered ovals die and place that on your magnetic platform with a clear plate underneath, then the cardstock and the die. You'll place the clear plate on top of that and send it through your big shot. Now the die I'm actually using is from the Stitched Shapes, which is retired, but the layered ovals has a beautiful oval that will work just as well. We're going to take our awesome otter and ink him up in our black Memento ink. When you're inking things up, you want to go ahead and tap and use the full surface. And then place him towards the bottom of your oval. So cute. Now this is no ordinary otter. I love playing with the stamps in different ways. So we're going to have him juggle. I'm grabbing the heart from our Whale Done set, and there are a lot of hearts in a lot of different stamp sets. Using your Real Red ink pad, we're going to have him juggle hearts by simply taking and stamping and rotating the hearts around as we go. So it looks like he's throwing them into the air. Take your time when you place that image down and just rotate it in a different way. We're going to do a total of 5 hearts. So it looks like he's doing an arc of hearts. So darling. Next, we're going to add some color to our little otter. I'm reaching for my gray granite blendabilities. And when I work with these are fantastic alcohol-based markers that blend beautifully. I like to work with a dark pen first, and I stroke a little color on the accent places and then also a little bit along the edge just for fun. So I'll do a little bit around his head and then a little bit along his tail, along his legs, just one side, and it'll give us some nice shading when we blend it all together. Also along his little paw, each paw, and just a little bit along here. You can always add more later. Next, I'm going to use the light granite, and they come in pairs, and I'm going to use small circular motions to bring the darker into the light. So I'm just going to do little small circular motions and work around the image. Now I'm going to be super careful around his eyes, and so I might actually go ahead and just kind of outline around his eyes to make sure I don't get the color elsewhere, and also just right along here. For now, I'm going to keep his belly white. So I'm just going to quickly outline and carefully outline around the edge, and you can see that they're very, very user-friendly. You don't have to be super careful with them. And then once I have the outlines done, I'm just going to do just little circular motions to pull the dark color that I did first into the light color. So we have a cute little guy, and I'm going to give him a soft suede nose. Since I don't have my blendabilities for that, I'm just going to use my regular marker. It's a very small area. All of our markers have a brush tip end and a fine tip end. So I'm going to use the fine tip end to do just this little nose. So cute. We're going to bring our card back in, and You'll notice when you turn over, the blendabilities do bleed through, and that's perfectly normal. I'm going to go ahead and take our Stampin' dimensionals, I'm using the small ones, and put several around the oval. So cute! We're going to work on the inside of the card next. We're going to take the piece of white cardstock and bring our real red back in. This time we're going to add the saying, just a card to say, "You're amazing." The last thing we want to do for that otter card is to add a little saying. We're going to take our "You Are Utterly Awesome" stamp and ink it up in our gorgeous grape ink. Stamp it on our petal pink scrap. Then take the heart punch from our heart punch pack, slide it to open. Here's the edge that holds the cardstock, so you put it in the mouth, center it, and punch it out. We'll use adhesive to attach that to the top part of our flap. And so when you're done, you end up with this really cute fun fold that's quick and easy and unique. Now check out the same card when I change out the colors. This designer paper is so versatile. This is using our fresh freesia. And here it is with smoky slate. By the way, that heart punch pack also has a scalloped punch that makes these beautiful hearts that layer perfectly with your solid heart. Our next card allows you to use all your designer paper scraps and talk about quick and easy. Here are the measurements for the version that we're going to make today. We're going to take our real red cardstock and emboss it with your favorite embossing folder. You'll place your card into your embossing folder, open your tab to tab 1, place one plate at the bottom, place your cardstock with the embossing folder at the top, and then finish off with your top clear plate on top of that. You'll send that through the Big Shot, and you end up with this fun background. Next, we're going to decorate a piece of our Highland Heather cardstock. I'm going to pull out my Highland Heather ink, and the "For You" saying from our Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set. You know how much I love to use my new things with my old favorites. So notice I do stamp off the edge. It just gives a nice complete look when you do that. Next, we're going to take the heart that we just used from our Otters and dance that around to create a fun background. You want to rotate your image, and it's perfectly fine to leave some empty spaces. We're going to bring back in our base card and adhere a piece of our designer paper right at the top. We're going to adhere the piece of Highland Heather cardstock that you just decorated. And we're trying to leave a border that's about the same all the way around. Next, we're going to place a piece of black cardstock in between the two. And to add a little pizzazz, I'm going to grab my heart punch. And this is a fun trick to use up your extra fancy paper. I'm using my red foil to punch out 3 hearts. So I like to put 3 here. Odd numbers always look good, so I'm going to place the 3 hearts on dimensionals along the black strip. So fun. For the inside of the card, you'll simply take a piece of white cardstock. And this piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And you'll put another strip of the same designer paper at the top to dress it up. Which version do you like better? The version with the black and the red foil hearts, or the silver with the glimmer hearts? So pretty and fun. Hope you enjoy seeing these quick, fun Valentine's ideas using our designer papers paired with some of our free goodies for sale-A-Bration. Remember, sale-A-Bration only lasts for another couple of weeks, so you'll want to place your orders of $50 or more to get your favorites. Also, please give me a thumbs up if you like these projects and subscribe to my channel so you'll know when I post my next fun class. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fabulous day and happy Valentine's to all of you.